I'm here today with something really special, the Vivo X200 Pro. So it just came out today, super cool. This is kind of like a first look, maybe a bit of initial review kind of thing when it comes to the phone. Some really exciting stuff here, new Dimensity 9400, super fast, 3.6 gigahertz processor speed, 6,000 milliamp battery, some amazing Zeiss lens stuff with the camera stuff going on the back, and I'm really excited about it. So let's dive in and take a look at it, along with some camera samples that I took as well. Here we have the Vivo X200 Pro. So this just came out today, and I'm here on location in China, which is fantastic. So thanks for Vivo for bringing me out here. But yeah, this is a pretty amazing phone that, of course, is not available in the States. But of course, one, I really love this paintbrush texture you can see right underneath the surface here, which is really, really nice. You can see the glaring Zeiss logo here as well, with some pretty crazy camera stuff. So you've got a 500 megapixel camera, and then we've got a 200 megapixel periscope telephoto, which is pretty insane. 3.7 times optical, also does macro, and then we've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So 50, 250. Big, beautiful phone, big Vivo logo on the back. Of course, USB-C charging, takes physical SIM, it has stereo speakers, 6.78-inch display, and I'm like 90% positive this is an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner because the light doesn't come up, and just how fast and responsive this is pretty crazy. So I like that a lot. Big, beautiful screen, which is something that you can enjoy. It's just under Quad HD Plus resolution. It's 1260 by 2800, at least from what I can tell. I'm releasing this as soon as the phone comes out, so I don't have the official spec sheet in front of me, but what I'm able to find out though, yeah, I believe it is 6.78 at 1260 by 2800, and that's a 453 pixel per inch density, 120 hertz refresh rate, HDR10 plus, IP68, all those nice things, glass front and back, aluminum frame. I don't know what the quality of the glass is, but I do know it's glass front and back. It feels super, super premium. I really wish we could get something like this in the States. I mean, look at this camera module. I mean, even compared to the Pixel 9 Pro XL, like, you can tell when you pick up the Vivo phone that it means serious business with these cameras. So this is what something looks like when I think you do a little bit more hardware camera focus versus a much more software camera focus experience. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that too much. 6,000 milliamp battery, which is insane. 6,000 milliamp battery, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and up to a terabyte of storage. My model has a terabyte of storage. That's something that's fantastic. 100-watt wired charging, 50-watt wireless charging, and we'll go ahead and take a look inside the box. When I got this, it was already kind of open, so it's not going to be a complete unboxing experience, but at least you can see what all comes in the box, right? So this is the paper that was on the phone. The phone was already set up when I got it. We have our charging cable here, which is going to be USB Type A to USB Type C. You have your SIM removal tool as par for the course, and then you have the charging brick. And it's actually interesting that I have a US charging brick in here. So this is the Chinese version of the phone, 90-watt flash charger. That's pretty impressive. And then you get the paperwork that goes in here as well. So not a whole lot in that regard, but one thing I do like, it does have a built-in screen protector already on it, and it has a case. And the case is quite complimentary as well. Nice skin-tight case, protection for the camera, protection for your LED flash, and I like how the LED flash sits right up over here. It's kind of a nice, thoughtful design where it's not buried in with the camera, so I do appreciate that. Good openings for the USB-C, the microphone, and the speaker down the bottom, and then just enough protection to keep you covered out of the box. I'm sure if you're in a market where you can get one of these, you'll probably want to get a different case to go on it, or of course you can carry it caseless. But this phone has some serious surprises under the hood. Like if you take a look in the About Phone section, so Vivo X200 Pro, it's running Android 15, which is really impressive because even Google, who makes Android, doesn't have Android 15 yet. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, it's got the Dimensity 9400, 3.626 gigahertz clock speed. That's even 0.3 gigahertz higher than the S24 Ultra with the Snapdragon for Samsung special version of the chip, which is crazy. Yeah, 16 gigs of RAM. You can do an extra 16 like virtual space. If I don't know why you need that though. Yeah, and a 6,000 milliamp battery. Like this thing is crazy. Look, Android 15. And I talked about this last week when I said, hey, Vivo's already got a version of Android 15 out for their phones, but That's some seriously crazy stuff there that they've got it even before Google. I mean, I'm sitting here with my Pixel 9 Pro XL running Android 14, and supposedly it'll be here on the 15th, which, you know, that'll be nice and all, which is tomorrow. So we'll see if it shows up tomorrow, see if it shows up today. My thought is it should be here this week. But yeah, as far as cell phone connectivity, I'm in China right now, so I can't really speak on that outside of here. I'm sure they're going to have, I'm sure, a global unit at some point in time. But this is it's a very interesting phone. I like the choice that we get with this, because when you take a look in the States, we get basically some Motorola phones, we get Samsung, we get Google, and OnePlus. And OnePlus and Motorola, not a whole lot of. Google, not a whole lot of. And then Samsung. So it's always cool to see something like this. And let me pull up some camera samples. So I took these while I was out walking about. I mean, you can see it's got the Vivo X200 Pro watermark. Cool little Chinese stopping traffic light sign. It's a shot I took of an intersection. Very, very impressive, I know. One thing I do like, though, is I do like the color science on here. The colors on here look pretty nice and true to life, and that's something that you don't get with some phones like, you know, the Samsungs, because everything looks oversaturated. There's me. Did a great job capturing my receding hairline, so good job to Vivo on that one. I guess this is a restaurant. Let me zoom in some. Yeah, I saw this restaurant while I was out walking around, so yeah, that's kind of neat. Zoom in and get some detail. This is a full 50 megapixel full res shot that I did, so you can zoom in and take a look at things. So not only when you shoot higher resolution like that, you get a lot of pixel data, so you can take a look at stuff up close when you zoom in. And definitely foggy and hazy here. This is during the daytime, and this is about as good as it gets. Unfortunately, the air quality index is quite low here. I don't know what I did there. I think that was taking it out of my pocket. Here's a nice shot, though. Not too shabby. Oh, I found McDonald's. And there's my food. So I got, this is supposed to be ordered orange juice, but apparently it's like orange Hi-C, hash brown, and I got a sausage and cheese egg McMuffin. So anyway, I got that. This was this morning, though, before the sun came up, and it does this really neat time-lapse panoramic or landscape shot, and you can zoom in here and you can see the light blur. You can do 1 or 2 seconds. I really, really love that. Like, it's totally amazing. So I did that, and it turned out really good. So even these low light shots, I mean, it does a really good job with the low light. I got to give them a lot of compliments there. And yeah, there's some some white lighting on the inside. But anyway, yeah, so overall, it's been a neat experience with this. I've covered a lot of Vivo phones before. This is the first time giving me one of their more flagship level phones. I mean, it's not the Ultra, but with the Pro, I think you're still getting some of the camera stuff from the Ultra as well. And the cameras, even with what little I have to work with, whether it's outside or my hairline, it seems to be doing a pretty good job. I like the sharpness. It doesn't look over processed, and the colors I think are very true to life. So that's something nice about it. This is not the global version, so I don't have the Play Store on here. I'll have to talk more about performance and things like that later. But this new Dimensity chip, this is, I believe, the first phone that's getting it, the 9400, and I've been saying really good things about the MediaTek chips over the last couple of years. They've really stepped up their game in a lot of different ways, and I think they're doing some pretty impressive stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. It's kind of like a first look, an initial kind of impressions, initial review, I guess, if you want to talk about it. But yeah, 6,000 milliamp battery, Dimensity 9400. This is about as flagship performance as you can get. And definitely something exciting. It's always nice seeing something from the other side of the world that we don't get in the States. Of course, they do have a more global presence, Vivo does, so other countries get them outside of China. So I know a lot of people really like the Vivo brand, and always when you look at the camera comparisons and stuff, the X series is always some of the top contenders for best camera phones of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap this one up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, if you like this stuff, hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.